Hi there, my name is Steve Gerhardt, and as always, this is the Unagi Observer. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching the video. This is a labor of love for me, so I'm glad that you're here to watch it. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the channel, you're probably wondering why I look like this. So, for those of you who don't know, I was in the hospital, I injured my foot, and it got infected, and so I can't walk on it right now. And so, when you can't walk on a leg, your ability to do things is severely limited, and also that means so that like certain things like shaving every day kind of goes by the wayside. So this is kind of why I have like a sort of Unabomber beard going on, and I feel like I should have a manifesto or something. But anyway, so that's hence the reason why I look like this. You also notice that the channel might look a little bit different right now because I'm having to record in a different place, which unfortunately means that there's going to be some ambient noise due to the fact that I have the AC machines for the building directly over my head. So that's why sometimes you hear that banging. Anyway, a lot of explanations. Okay, so let's get to the point here, which is anime. So we're going to talk about an older anime, one that I kind of revisited because I wanted to, again, sit on the couch, and I've been able to watch more anime. That's the upside of everything. So I decided to rewatch Dirty Pair. So I just kind of want to talk about Dirty Pair this week a little bit, and so let's start. Okay, so Dirty Pair is one of those historic animes. And by historic anime, what I mean by that is that this is an anime franchise that a lot of people may not have seen, but you probably have heard about it over the years. And it usually pops up on lists and things like that, of that nature. But it's, anything from sci-fi to cyberpunk to comedic, shonen, whatever. It usually shows up somewhere on those lists. So if you haven't seen this, I would actually advise you to go ahead and do it to kind of complete your otaku title, if you know what I mean. So it's been around for a while. It started in 1980. And to that point, let us take a look at the particulars. And let's see what's going on here. So, we have here a novel series, started as a novel series in May of 1980, stopped in December of 2018. It's got 9 volumes. There was a manga that started in 2010. It lasted about a year. There's only a couple volumes. It was published by Tokuma Shonen, 7 Seas Entertainment, monthly comic review. And the author was Hisao Tamaki. Let's see here. The novel series was written by Haruka Takachiko. So let's get into the manga. The anime, not the manga. The anime, the first original series, which was Dirty Pair in 1985, which is what I was watching the other day. There's Dirty Pair 2, which is an OVA series, lasted about a year. And Project Eden, which I had never seen, which is a film, 1986. And Dirty Pair Flash, which I have also not seen, OVA series of 1994 to 1996, where the character designs are a little bit wonky, from what the stills I've seen. So it's a bit of a franchise. This has a lot of shonen action to it. One of the genres, this is an old genre, girls with guns. It's definitely science fiction. It is very much a comedy. This is all very comedic. There's a little bit of ecchi going on. They are scantily clad most of the time, highly sexualized. They themselves are always on the lookout for a guy. They are 19 years old, so don't worry about that. They are of age. So we don't have to play with that. And the story, and this is the series, the 1985 series is more episodic than an hour-long story. So each 1 or 2 episodes is a story in and of itself, and you kind of get the buildings of an overarching story arc, but it's not much of one. So it starts off with Kei and Yuri. That is the Dirty Pair, and they are actually supposed to be called the Lovely Angels, and that's the agency that puts them out onto jobs, wants to call them lovely angels because it's a better look. But the reason why they're called dirty pair is because Kei and Yuri have a tendency, they get the job done, but they kind of leave a wake of destruction behind them. So that's kind of where the comedy comes in. Again, they're 19 years old. They're fairly, they're highly competent and skilled in like fighting and dealing with electronics, computers, engineering, things like that. But they are 19-year-old girls on the hunt for men. And so there is that. Kei is the more tomboyish one. She's the one with the red hair. Yuri is the more of the nice, polite, sexy one. They're always wearing these really skimpy jumpsuits. And they kind of, but they know what they're doing insofar of like being able to solve the problem. It's just that their solutions kind of tend to be a bit destructive. Things get destroyed. Things blow up. At one point, they crashed an entire spaceship into a computer AI to shut it down. Because, you know, they got the job done, but you know, kind of highly, you lose an entire building and a spaceship in doing it. So you kind of get the idea of the comedy behind this. There's a little bit of ecchi going on here. There's plenty of pantsuit shots, things like that. So just be aware this is 1985. So things are looked at a little bit differently. So the first three episodes are basically two stories. The first story is that a computer, and it starts off with Kei and Yuri in their apartment, and their apartment is freezing cold, and things are going haywire. Electricity is going on and off, and you find that the city is being kind of torn apart by this, you know, like all these malfunctions, and you come to find out that the computer that runs the city, by the way, this takes place in 2183, that's the year. And cities have these kind of like operational computers, AIs that help run things in the city, and you know, like climate control and things like that. And this one particular AI in the city that Kei and Yuri live in is has decided that it's sick of human beings and just wants to be rid of them. So it starts destroying things. So Kei and Yuri go off to fight the computer and to shut it down. The next story is about they're hired by their agency to go out and collect this special gambling chip. And the gambling chip has this sort of a electronic device within it that sort of puts probability fields in your favor if you own it. And so this one guy owns it, and he is just a gambler, and you know, he never loses because he's got this chip. Anytime someone tries to steal this chip, they die, you know, a horrible, you know, lingering death, so to speak. And so Kei and Yuri are tasked to go out and get it, and so they disguise themselves as, you know, girls at a bar in a gambling casino, and get their way into the casino owner's mansion. And they come across a butler who helps them out, and Kei kind of falls for the butler a little bit. I won't tell you how that ends because that's a fun little subplot there. And of course, the rest of the two episodes is basically about them trying to get this probability chip, which, if you stop and think about it, you know, in Cowboy Bebop, when we were introduced to Faye Valentine, it was over a chip that had the ability to swing probabilities towards the owner. Wonder if Cowboy Bebop borrowed something from Dirty Pair. Possibly. Anyway, a lot of comedy going on here. A lot of action. This thing does not sit still. It moves very, very quickly. So if you're into something that is more along the lines of just kind of actiony, showy, kind of sexy, this is definitely it. There's like I said, a lot of comedy, and the people who are involved with this put in a lot of anime inside jokes within the anime, within a Dirty Pair anime. So keep a lookout for them. As a matter of fact, you have to, in the first episode, keep a lookout in the first 5 minutes for a Star Trek reference. Yes, They do a lot of sci-fi references as well. So that's kind of a fun thing about Dirty Pair. And the animation is typical 1985. It's actually quite good for what it is. And it's, the character designs are very, very interesting. They're very well drawn. Kay and Yuri do what they're supposed to do with their character designs. And I'll just leave it at that. So should you watch this? Again, if you are an otaku and you want to see a historic anime and kind of round out your otaku card, but definitely watch this. If you want something to be entertained by, but you don't want to have to watch I consider this to be Cyberpunk, as well. And if you want to watch something that's sci-fi, cyberpunk, with a little bit of comedy, or actually a lot of comedy, but you don't want something talky like Ghost in a Shell, you don't want to have to think too much about it, Dirty Pair is definitely it. Dirty Pair has quite a few episodes. It's a franchise, and I would tell you that though, if you wanted to watch some of the episodes, stop and watch something else, and then come back to it, I think that's a perfect anime with which to do this with. And but I do think you should watch it. It's a good laugh. Just keep in mind it is of the mindset of 1985, so just remember that. But yeah, I think it's a good romp. It's a fun romp. It's yeah, it's just, if you want to laugh, have a good time, maybe do some shots for every time that the Dirty Pair destroys something. You'll get drunk quite quickly. So yeah, give it a go, watch it, and enjoy Dirty Pair. Okay, so that's it for Dirty Pair. I hope you watch it and enjoy it. Let me know what you thought about it down below. Start with the 1985, the first anime version, and work your way up from there, I guess. Again, I didn't see the film or the 1990s OVA. Not impressed with the 90s character designs that much. So I don't know. We'll see. But the original Dirty Pair stuff, yeah, give it a go. See what you think of it. And also, let me know if you like how this video looks. The reason for the look is because I am out here where you kind of hear that ambient noise, because it's not working in my bedroom, and it's easier for me to put my leg up this way. And so, but there's a lot of detritus around me, and so it's a little messy, and I don't want to show the mess. So, but let me know if this is something that might work for you, or if not, just let me know down below. And as always, well, actually, before I do that, make sure you take care of yourself. Don't injure your foot and then let it get infected, because it sucks. Being in a hospital sucks. Being at home sucks. Convalescing sucks. So please, please take care of yourselves, because I love you guys and I would like to see you out in the wild. So that is going to be it for this week. But I will leave you, as always, with the following message. As always, watch more anime.